By just changing a hoodie, it looks like it's a new day, right? Right. Hi everyone and welcome back. As I mentioned in my last video, today I'm going to share with you the goals that I have for the sabbatical. I'm going to share 11 goals with you today that I want to achieve between now and September next year, the beginning of September next year. There are also a few other goals that Marcus and I have that are not on this list. One of which is like regulating our candy intake, which is still an important goal, but I don't have it on my list right here and I'm not going to mention it more than I just did. Anyway, I'm going to share 11 goals with you and they are in 4 categories and some of them sort of blend together either within their own category or as a whole, intercategorically. That is a word. We're sticking with it. I guess I'm going to start with the YouTube goals since you're probably watching this on YouTube and it feels like a good place to start. I have 3 goals for YouTube. The first one is to put up 1 video a week on this channel. Some weeks that might be more than 1 video, but my goal is 1 per week. I'm gonna keep Thursdays as my primary upload day, but there might be weeks that I feel like putting up a week in writing video or some other sort of bonus video, and then I'll put that up some other day during the week. But the actual primary videos are gonna go up on Thursdays. My second YouTube goal is to put up 1 to 2 videos a week on Amazon Adventures, the other channel, one of the other channels that Marcus and I have. It's our travel channel and I mentioned it briefly in last week's video and I will link it down below as well. Now when I say 1 to 2 videos a week on that channel, I mean when there is content. We are gonna film heaps when we're in Japan and then when we're back home I'm gonna start rolling out 1 to 2 videos a week. Right now we don't really have anything to put up and eventually we're gonna run out of Japan videos. That might happen weeks before we go to London or it might happen after we come home from London. Yeah, we'll see. But 1 to 2 videos a week when there is content for me to edit and put up. We might also put up some videos there that aren't actually us away on adventures. It might be a packing video or travel tips or something like that, something that isn't us actually away on adventures. But we will just see what the future holds for that channel. But 1 to 2 videos a week when I have content that I can put up. And my third and final goal for YouTube is that I want to actually get more involved with the community. Primarily the writing and reading community, but just overall get better at commenting on videos. And I'm setting the bar for myself really low here in that I want to comment on 2 videos a week. And I'm not limiting that to just being reading and writing. It can also be box openings or travel videos or haul videos or whatever. But I want to get better at actually commenting and being involved in the community more than just as someone who watches and gives the occasional thumbs up on a video. Moving on to my second category, which is reading, where I only have 1 goal. And that 1 goal is that I want to read a minimum of 24 books over the next year. For 2018, which I know isn't over yet, my goal was to read 12 books. I am doing okay, I think I'm on par for that, and will probably not have that much trouble completing that goal. But I figured I should step it up this upcoming year, and then again from September to September, not starting January through December. And that's simply because I now have way more time on my hands. I do also have, reading, writing and other stuff that is going to take up my time, but I feel like I should be able to take the time to read more. I would love to be the kind of person who reads like 52 books in a year, a book a week, or even more than that. But I also know that if I set too big of a reading goal, which I've done before, and then I fall behind, I just don't do it. I just give up, basically. So I'm just doubling my goal for 2018, and hopefully that will turn out good. And as you can see, I mean, this is just a small part of the books that Marcus and I own, and we're probably gonna get more books because that's what we do. So I have some reading to do. Moving on into the third category of goals, which is writing. And for writing, I have 5 goals. These are the goals I feel like are the most intertwined with one another, but here they are. My first goal for writing is that I intend to write 500,000 words. creatively between now and next September. I wanted to go for 1,000,000 words initially, but Marcus talked some sense into me and I realized that that was maybe not the best idea, simply because we are going to be traveling so much, and when we're traveling, I mean, we're going to be gone for more than 2 months, almost 3 months of this sabbatical, and when we are traveling, we're not intending to, you know, spend the entire day writing. We want to actually explore the places we are and take in all of that. So we're not going to write as much when we're out traveling, which made it make more sense to have the goal be 500,000 as opposed to 1,000,000. Now our work days are going to be Monday through Friday, at least initially. I mean, we'll see how that turns out, but we're aiming to work for 5 days out of the weekly 7. And we're going to do NaNoWriMo this November, even though we're gone for about a third of the month. We're going to do Nano with the goal of 50,000. We're going to do Camp NaNoWriMo in April, probably with the goal of somewhere around 40,000-ish. And then we're also going to do Camp NaNoWriMo in July. And there we're going to aim to overachieve, because that is the month we are not traveling out of these 3. We're gone for about a third of November, we're gone for the majority of April, and in July we're not going to travel at all. At least not big trips, as far as where we're right now. So we're aiming to overachieve in July and actually go for 100,000 then. And if we manage to get the 100,000 in July and the 50,000 in November, we have 350,000 words left to write over the course of this year. That breaks down to 35,000 words per month over the other 10 months. So I suppose our goal for Camp April could just be 35. But we all know that eventually you get sick or something comes up and you can't write as much as you intended to, and therefore we're aiming a little higher. We're not officially aiming for 40,000 a month, but it's probably roughly where we're going to end up. I'm going to aim for about 2,000 words a day on the writing days when we're not traveling. This makes sense to me. It probably doesn't make sense to you, but it does to me. And I am of course going to track my writing so that I can make graphs and beautiful other art installations of how I do. Now, in order to achieve this and stay ahead, hopefully, and make sure we stay in the groove, we have the plan of the first Wednesday every month we are gonna write entirely every second of the day. Not quite, but once we're up to the schedule where we are productive for 6 hours a day, we're gonna tag on a 7th hour on the first Wednesday every month and then write for 7 hours. We also set a word count goal for that specific day that I right now can't remember, but I'm going to put it here because we wrote that down, but I just don't have it in my notes. Our hope with this is that we're going to start off every month being ahead. Now, I understand that the first Wednesday of the month might be the 7th day of the month, but our hope is that that day will give us a push to stay ahead, or to get ahead and have smoother sailing for the rest of the month. My third writing goal is that I would like to finish 3 first drafts over the course of this year. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot if you're thinking that I'm gonna write 500,000 words, and if that is split on 3 first drafts, those are extremely long drafts. But what I'm hoping with this, because I know that I give up on stories fairly easily, and even if I break these 500,000 words into, say, 10 novels, which are each 50,000 words, I'm probably not gonna reach 50,000 words of 10 novels. I am setting the bar fairly low at 3 to make it possible for me to be able to give up on stories and not fail my goal. I would of course love to finish 5, 7, 10 first drafts, or finish 3 or 4 and then see at least 1 or 2 of those into a second and maybe also third draft within this year. So I'm setting that at 3 first drafts, and then we'll just see how many more I do, or if any of these first drafts turn into a second or third or fourth or final or whatever draft. The fourth one of my writing goals is that I want to still put out 1 flash fiction a week. Marcus puts out his flash fictions on Wednesdays, I follow that up on the following Sunday, and that's the way we're gonna keep doing it. Our goal is still somewhere between 500 and 1,000 words per flash fiction, and that's the loose terms we're at right now. We will see if we adjust that in the future, and if we tie all of them together into one long story that just alternates POV or storyteller or something like that. But right now, 500 to 1,000 words once a week on Sundays. And my fifth and final writing goal is that I want to put out one other blog post a month other than my flash fictions. Again, aiming kind of low with that, but as of right now I'm putting out 0 other blog posts a month. So, you know, this would be better. Those posts are probably still going to be writing related. Maybe they're going to be a rundown on what I've been doing on the channel, or maybe they're going to be something completely different. But I would like to utilize my blog a bit more, and I'm not currently. Now, my fourth and final category is exercise, she says with a sigh. I have 2 goals for this category, and I have been very bad at actually exercising. So, yay. These 2 goals are that I'm gonna work out 2 to 3 times a week if I'm healthy, so not right now because I'm sick. And the second one is that I'm gonna run a half marathon. My initial plan was to run a marathon, but seeing as how I'm not a runner and I haven't been working out for at least 6 months, I should probably aim for a half marathon instead of a marathon. Those are my 11 goals, plus some other ones that I don't have on this list that are smaller goals. We have a goal of 10,000 steps a day and eating less candy and stuff like that. But these are the 11 goals that I'm sharing in this video. There will of course be updates to this video to see how I'm doing. Maybe just one at the end to see how it all went, or maybe quarterly or something to see how I'm doing, how well I'm following this. Marcus and I have this plan of if we succeed with our goals for a year or in a year or however you say that, we get to do something big. What that big thing is, we have yet to decide. Maybe it's a trip, maybe it's something else, but I'll keep you updated when we figure it out and when we see if it's achievable. Anyway, that was it for this video. I will see you again next week with a new one, where I believe we're starting Preptober in preparation for NaNoWriMo. I'll see you then. Have a good week. Bye everyone.